Whew. Okay, hey there, sexy soul. Let's see here. I already know what's happening, okay? We already know the deck and everything. Look at this. All right, so here's the deal. This is called Coffee and Tarot. I've got my coffee, right? Can you tell that's the second cup? Because I've got so lots of energy. Go ahead and grab whatever you want. I will be doing my green juice after this, I promise. Whatever feels good to you, even if it's a glass of wine. We don't care, okay? Here we go. Oh, deep breath. So this is one of my absolute favorite decks. It's actually, let me tell you who it is because everybody seems to love it. Sacred Path cards. I do love this deck. So we're going to start off with this one. And I do read from the book because these certain oracle decks are heavily infused with, I still intuit, but with the intentions of the creator, and a lot of times there's just certain decks where what the creator states is so beautifully well put. There's no need for me to reinvent the wheel, guys, okay? All right, so let's see what's here. We don't usually get too many of these cards, so there we go. Standing people, roots, and giving. All right, I'm already being stopped. Let's check in. And if you don't like it when people read from books, oh well. Oh, well. Okay, okay. Da, 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 da. Okay, you know what? Get it together, Shauna. Seriously. Get it together. Oof. Okay. Standing people, roots and giving. We're just going to do the really quick application. The Standing People card speaks to us of roots and giving. We must nurture ourselves through connection to the earth in order to give freely without exhaustion. Oh, there we go. Giving freely without exhaustion. So needing to connect with the earth, nature, but also nurturing ourselves. That's the only way, keeping your cup full. The root of the self is where strength is gathered. This root should be firmly earthed in the soil of our mother planet. Without this connection, dreams cannot manifest and our giving cannot be compensated by Mother Earth. If you are spaced out, stop and reconnect. This is grounding. This is talking about your root chakra here. Be still and become the trees in order to observe what is growing in your forest. The root of every answer for physical life is found in the earth. Look to your family tree for the strength offered by your ancestors. Lift your branches high, seeking the light of Grandfather Sun, and you will see how your roots make you of the earth and yet a bridge to the sky. The Standing People are asking you to give of yourself. Ask yourself if you are willing to give and receive. Count the root of every blessing with gratitude. Find any blockage that limits your root system or your ability to go deeper. Then remove that feeling and go deeper once again for the answers you seek. Remember that we are also the root of the future, and through our lives, future generations are nurtured. Weed out anything that will inhibit future growth, and you can stand proud among your tree relations. Two things that are standing out with this particular card is the need to making sure that you're grounded and that your cup is full so that you can give, but also getting rid of anything that's inhibiting that, right? Inhibiting you from being grounded, from nurturing yourself. Get rid of anything that stops you from being able to, that's preventing future growth, right? And I'm going to tell you, I feel people that are going to be resistant to thinking that nature and getting out in nature is going to help and assist with this. But there are so many energy tools and resources and energy healing practices out there, and they really focused. Why am I doing past tense? They focus on, and of course there's science behind it too if you want to go Google it. Google's our friend. Sometimes. Getting back to the basics is what I want to say. And that the earth provides the ability and the space and the resources for us to be able to do that, right? For us to be able to get back to the simplest forms of our existence and becoming one again with everything that's around us, becoming one within ourselves when we're fragmented and things like that. So there's a need to really take care of the self, so that you can grow and continue to make moves in your life, but also taking care of yourself so that you can be open to receive. If you're feeling consistent, that's the thing. If you're feeling consistently depleted, then you're not going to be in the energetic space to receive. And I don't know if I bet there's some people out there that are feeling like they are the constant giver, the pleaser, the overachiever, the over whatever, and never really receive. And the question is it because you don't have the space or the energy to receive? Are you not in the right space or energy to receive? You're so busy giving, you're so busy doing, you're so busy depleting. How are you ever in the right frame of mind or right energy to receive? How are you can you stop long enough to do that? I think that's the message here. Can you stop long enough to do that? And so those moments of self-care and those moments that we take out to really check in with ourselves are absolutely necessary, because if we're consistently in the giving mode, which is the masculine, we're not really stopping to allow ourselves to receive. So sometimes when Spirit is asking you to, or you feel the need to, and you feel drawn to stop and do nothing, that doing nothing really is all about pulling the fragments of your energy and your power back to you, pulling the fragments of yourself back, getting rooted back down into your energy and replenishing your energy. And nature can help out with that. So if going outside isn't necessarily your most favorite thing, if the weather isn't permitting it, whatever energy, and that's why sometimes we work with some of the aspects of the outdoors, like crystals, burning like incense and things like that connect us with earth, because that's, again, that is getting back to the basics of who we are, our energetic core. Yeah, that's about grounding work there. And so when you are consistently in the giving mode and the go, go, go of that, and the do, 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 because that's where you get your sense of purpose. Not only is your cup depleted, you're stuck in your masculine energy, you're not in the energy to receive. And we can actually create a situation where we traumatize ourselves, where we endure pain and heartache unnecessarily, and allow that to fester into a larger wound than it needs to be. So, okay. That being said, where are we going from there? Okay, wait. Oh, I'm going to reach out. Sorry. Golden Universal. Okay. Did I get them all? Okay. Golden Universal. And sometimes this might be why we get irritated, because we'll feel like we're supposed to take a time out. Because here, they're giving me a scenario of a person that give, and do, and is constantly piecemealing themselves out, like pouring from an empty cup or attempting to pour from an empty cup. And so they're not able to receive. And then they get themselves into a space where they're so depleted that they're like, if I stop, something negative might happen. Let's play this out in real world situations. You piecemealed yourself out so much that you don't have the energy to work, to manifest anything. You don't have the energy to follow through with actual, meaningful steps, right? Because you were so stuck in your masculine, you haven't dipped into your feminine, because the feminine informs the masculine. That's where the ideas and the intuitive hits and the nudges come from, right? So you could even be feeling like you're out of touch with your intuition at this point. But you went so far and got so depleted that now you may be facing real world consequences of that. Not enough. And I'm not saying that it's always this, guys. I know that the crazy shit happens in our world. But for some of us, this is what happens. That we're in a place where we go, oh my gosh. I was so stuck in my masculine, I was so stuck in this energy of do, give, and putting other things first, that I got real haphazard with where I was directing my energy. And so it produced really nothing. It was like a hamster wheel type of energy. And now I am in a place of something could go wrong within my world because my energy was so sporadic and misplaced and displaced and empty that I was, going off of fumes and everything else like that. And so now I don't know, like, I never took the time to really, I couldn't operate from discernment. I couldn't operate from intuition. I couldn't, like, I was just going like haphazardly. And so because you didn't take those times out when you needed to, when you should have, to regroup, to ground, to really be in a place of reception so that your cup could be filled back up, you are in a place now where you're really needing, and you not only energetically find it difficult to receive, but now you're convincing yourself logically, I can't stop now, because if I do stop, I won't, I've got to get money by this time, and I've got to pay for rent, I've got to do this. I'm thinking of some real world examples where it's like you, in an attempt to make progress in your life, piecemealed your energy out. We're making decisions and taking action towards things that were not beneficial to you because your discernment was not on point. Your intuition was not on point. That you got yourself into a real world position where now you're they keep wanting to give me the word destitute. So that might be the feeling you're feeling, like you're desperate almost, because you're like, if I stop now, if I take the time out now, then I won't have enough money for my rent. Then I won't have this for this, or something in your life. You've built something up in your life where if you are not the one on the hamster wheel going, it will fall apart. This could be even a relationship. And you're like everything's been built on the fact that I have constantly done this. This could be career, love, family. Like I'm thinking of somebody who's always been the caretaker in the family. And so the rest of the family didn't do anything because they could always expect this one family member to take up the slack. And then when you're no longer there, when you stop and you take your energy out, shit hits the fan, right? And so you feel obligated to keep going because, things might really go wrong. People might suffer, or you perceive that they will. So this is the sense that you may have gotten yourself into a situation where you're now in what appears and what you're framing as a very desperate situation, and could be very much so in your 3D a desperate situation, because you're like, I have nowhere to go now, because if I don't keep going, I will lose some very important things, and it can cause some other traumatic events in your life. And so we're going to have a conversation about this. Some of you, if you get to, and if you haven't reached that place, that's where you could be heading. That's where you could be heading. Okay. And maybe this is what they want to highlight for the people where that's the spot that you're going. So if you feel like I can't stop because I really need to make sure things stay on par. Let's say that you have enough for 1 month's worth of bills, but you're like, that's not enough, because if I take too much of a break, then things could go wrong and awry. And what if I don't make up the money in that time, and blah, 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 right? You always feeling like the other shoe will drop. But they're like, but that's actually where you're heading. You're going to get yourself stuck in a position where you will have to stay in that hamster wheel, or a tower moment will occur. Those will be your two options. Do you want to get to the place where your only two options are those two things? All right, Spirit. We have, oh, Shiza. Eight of Swords. Good God. I'm looking over here. And Eight of Wands. Six of Swords. Okay. So Spirit's really trying to help you navigate this. There's going to be a transition that's going to actually happen fairly quickly coming in. It's going to put you into a better place. So somebody may have been stuck, if you're in that energy of not having been able to take care of yourself, and replenish yourself and ground in and, get yourself back into balance so that you can continue to move forward and to continue to have growth. If you've gotten yourself already stuck where, oh my gosh, it's either I keep this hamster wheel going or a major tower moment that will impact more than just myself is what it feels like will happen. Shit, sorry guys. There might be something about, throat chakra. Realizing the truth, but speaking your truth, there's been something gunking that up, okay, guys? Because that came out of freaking nowhere. Anywho, Spirit's going to bring something in, I think, that could help you get out of that rat race, out of that hamster wheel, out of the going nowhere. Also, if that's the direction you're heading, I think Spirit's going to bring in something fairly quickly to help re-navigate, right? To kind of steer the ship or the boat away from those rough waters. So be aware that something's going to come in, and this does not feel like, I think I just heard somebody say, if they put me on another timeout, it doesn't feel like the normal timeout where they don't allow anything to happen, so that you're forced to just sit there, because they recognize that you will literally expend your energy in thought. So they're going to try to bring in what I would consider an out of the trajectory that you're on. Okay. Okay. And it's going to come in very fast. 8 of Wands, fastest moving tarot. Ooh, yep. Change in energy. Change things around. Change your trajectory. Whether you're already stuck in that. Woo! Okay. Whether you're already stuck in that hamster wheel and you're like, oh my God, and you've had to stay there because shit was going to hit the fan. Or you're about to get into that spot. Because I think some people can tell, oh my God, things are going in such a way that you see it coming down the pike. Maybe it's like, oh, like I said, I gave that one scenario where it was like, within like a month, if I take then I'll be in a bad place. If I take time off now and that kind of stuff. So you're preemptively seeing yourself getting to that place where you're stuck. And so you're trying desperately not to get into that stuck place where you're on the hamster wheel or tower moment. And in that, you're going to get yourself exactly where you don't want to be. And so it's like, okay, we need to steer this boat somewhere different. So that's what's happening. Okay. And take a look over here what came out. Because what I'm getting is this is going to lead to a lot of, it's going to reignite your fire. You're going to feel good again. You're going to feel motivation again. You're going to feel like driven by this. I generally don't, and at least in 10 of Cups, like this is going to be beneficial for everybody involved, because obviously whatever tower moment could have happened could have been bad for more than just you, right? It could have created issues and circumstances for more than just you. And of course, I think the factor of having other people involved is what kept you in this overgiving state also. It was like another motivating factor or rationale that you used. They don't want you to sabotage this. That's why they're bringing it up, okay? So normally I don't necessarily read this, and this could be about they're telling you, okay, 7 of, unless it's negatively aspected, right, isn't always about deceit and, you know, lies and manipulation and all that kind of stuff, or theft. It doesn't, you know, I have to have cards that would describe that. But when we're talking about the transition and the needing to get back to the core of you and really root down in yourself, so that you can continue to have evolution and growth in your life, but also so that you can continue to give and so that you can receive, right? Like there's some energy shift that needs to happen. They don't want you to sabotage this, right? Because if this doesn't happen, if this shift doesn't happen, this course change doesn't happen, this won't be achieved. So I think that they're also telling you, because the 7 of Swords, when it's positively aspected, oh, for a brief second, I thought I wasn't recording. I was like, oh my God, this is a good reading. What is going on? I had to check, sorry. It's also about having the positive mental preparation, right? This dude goes into the other army's camp or into this place because he's wanting to really arm himself with because swords are thoughts, the positive mental understanding, the knowledge, the frame of mind, in order to remain successful, right? Because if you get, we have the Six of Swords and the Seven of Swords over here. Six of Swords is Spirit's going to change this trajectory, but you need to maintain that. Does that make sense? So that's why I said they don't want you to self-sabotage this. They want you to really get yourself back into a positive mind frame. Not like, ooh, everything's love and light. That's not what I'm talking about. It's the positive mental habits to maintain the success. So changing your lens. This is almost like the hermit, which that reminds me that he looks like a hermit. And the, I'll get it together, guys. I'll get it together. My thoughts are moving way faster than my mouth at this point. Hanged Man. Good gracious. Which really talk about getting that different lens, right? Seeing things differently. And from that lens, making your choices and decisions differently, which again, mental, right? And so they want you to, they're giving you a heads up because they're like, hey, we're going to help steer you away from this, but you're going to be the one responsible for changing that pattern in your life, that perspective that you have that keeps you in the overgiving state and not valuing replenishing your cup. And getting stuck on and not choosing you and doing for you, right? That's how you end up in that hamster wheel and being caught between the choice of. So you are going to be the one responsible for maintaining this, okay? Because if not, that can sabotage what's coming in. Okay. And that's where we talk about co-creation there, right? Spirit can only do so much. Right? We can beg and beg and we can really do a lot of work and say, I want this and try to manifest something. But when that shit arrives, we could be the ones to sabotage it, okay? Oh, my nose is itching. Is that nothing but... Okay, I'm feeling good about this. Sorry, I don't know why I just sat there and did that. I do that in my private life. I try not to do that on my readings, but okay. Again, so Three of Pentacles can be about a collaborative effort, a collaboration, or someone coming in to offer something. Reason I say that is because usually he's commissioned to do something for somebody else, right? So he's building something and erecting something that's going to be seen by many. So this is also about getting the recognition and people being able to see whatever this is. But it's also about work, okay? This is about real skills being put to work. And I'm getting the Nine of Pentacles is all about getting yourself in a place where you are able to be that financial type freedom is the energy that I'm getting. Again, this is independent but doing well. And again, this is receiving. This is the receiving energy that puts you back into your standing in your power and not being on the hamster wheel. So something's going to come in. I want to know more about this Three of Pentacles. Do we want to keep using this deck? Let's see here. Just for a little bit longer, they said. Okie dokie. What is this Three of Pentacles? So this is like an opportunity that comes in. So there's another energy that introduces itself into your life that changes this trajectory so that you're not on that. And because I want to say, because I keep talking, I'm like, well, is this career? Because I was also picking up on love situations as well. Like, but then again, it's really like, I was talking about family situations, about the overgiver, the person that's always taking care of things, or even in a relationship dynamic where one is carrying the weight of, and some third energy comes in to help change your trajectory and makes a transition where you can stand on your own 2 feet again without having to stay on the hamster wheel. In any of, I feel like it's still applicable in any of those scenarios. Are you fucking kidding me? Oh my God. So it is applicable in any of those scenarios, because the two of, Jesus, I swear. Take a deep breath. Sometimes the energies move fast, right? Okay. It is another energy coming in, offering something. This is about making a choice and a decision, right? This is being given the option. This is the Lover's card. So this can be applied in any of those scenarios. So let me tell you, if this is family's been relying on you, you get an out, is what I'm going to say. You get an opportunity. And maybe something happens where you no longer have to be the one to care, because there's an option for a caregiver, or there's an option for, independent living type of stuff, whatever it is. It's a job. If it's like you've been on this rat race where you've been trying to, and you're like, if I don't keep going and keep going and keep going and keep going, then we'll lose our house, or we'll lose our apartment, or we'll lose our car, or whatever it is. Something comes in, right? There's a third party. I knew that. And this is the energy of a partnership, a give and take, but you have to choose this, right? But it's going to place you. So some third energy is going to come in, and it's being overseen by Spirit. Just going to say that much. And again, we knew that because Spirit was driving the boat over here. Yeah, but it is definitely going to bring about a lot of change. Talk to me about the Tower card. I'm feeling more like this might be a tower for some other people, but not the people you were worried about. Like, this is just a change that needs to happen, because this doesn't feel bad at all. It doesn't feel bad. Like, I think the tower moment that you were worried about after was going to be like, holy shit, not good, re-traumatizing, pain to work through, that kind of thing. That could have caused like a cascade of negative events. This one is just saying it's about changing, because this was what you were doing was a faulty foundation. The way that you were approaching life and being overgiving and depleting your cup and everything else like that, and not refilling it so that you can continue to grow, and not reconnecting with your true nature yourself, which caused a real detachment, which meant you weren't following your intuition, you didn't have discernment. That whole foundation needs to stop. Okay, so those two came out. I get the sense of it's going to be a regenerative feeling when you move out of this old way of operating, this old foundation. So this change that's happening is going to get you, because you're going to take on your part and your responsibility, and you're going to recognize mentally, Seven of Swords, I was sabotaging myself, and now I have to set myself up, because I don't care how I think my ego gets fearful. If I do this, then something bad will happen, because I know, and I could see myself going down that path, or I got onto that hamster wheel because I didn't take care of myself, because I didn't replenish my cup, because I did overgive. I've been there before. I'm not going to do it again. So that foundation has changed, right? You make the choice, the decision to change that foundation. It brings in a bit of a healing, but also I'm getting that Spirit is leading you to a brand new beginning, because we got the Seven of Pentacles. Things begin to unfold differently in your life is what I'm hearing. Okay. Oh, guys, I got this camera stand in a really weird place, and I need to... Okay, we're going to start with Norman and end with Kipper, guys. I totally forgot. I just saw the Sun card in this one. La, la. But your energy and how you approach things, I don't know why this is coming through. They're wanting to reiterate, is on you. That is your responsibility, okay? Again, sometimes we ask for the universe to help with something, and then our dumb motherfucking asses get right back on that fucking hamster wheel as soon as they change things. And it's like, the same shit can't play out. You approach life with the same perspective and the same behaviors and the same patterns. The same shit's gonna happen. Same stuff, guys. Okay? Your responsibility. This is what they're willing to do. This is what you gotta do. It's called co-creation. You're going to approach shit from a different perspective now. Woohoo! Okay, the ship. This is business, e-commerce, but the biggest thing about this is it's like the sister card to the anchor, where you are moving and making progress and going to a different shore, right? Like this is being able to make moves and go in a direction that you so choose, right? Winds of change in the sails take you somewhere else. So this is, for the anchor card, it's usually like pulling up anchor and moving to a different harbor. It's like moving on to a different energy, a different cycle, a different place than where you've been. So that's good when you've been feeling like you were stuck on a hamster wheel, that stagnation, that no way out. This is a good card to come out. I'm telling you. Okay, so this is applying in a lot of scenarios. Commerce. This could be love. New beginning. And here's the discernment piece. You know, and this is also about your cup being full. This dude just stands like he's in a completely different energy. Can I just say that much? Like he's definitely in a different energy than this guy. Just saying. Like his whole back in his power. Okay, I did not do this. I don't even remember that flipping, but this is like that's the abundance card. That's a lot of options and opportunities and things coming in. You know, it's that a lot of fish in the sea kind of thing. But I just think that this is like that cascade of good shit that, you know, where like when you've had the dam up because you were on the hamster wheel, right? It's almost like everything good that could happen and evolve and movement and everything else like that was stuck behind some kind of a wall. And now that you've moved beyond this, it's like there's a flood of things that are going to happen. But this brings in something really good. This is going to be a new beginning of some sorts for you. Let's get more specifics. So I think that you're going to see something new actually happen within your life as a result of spirit changing your trajectory. Now, I was not picking up on this before, but I just did a reading in regards to a shift in energy. Yesterday, a shift in energy that gets you to, like that shift in energy had to happen before something new came in, because the energy you were in would keep you from engaging with this new opportunity. And so like there was this new, like either something happened where somebody invited you out. This is slightly different because I wasn't picking up on that at all. A little bit the same in the sense that there's going to be some kind of trajectory change. And this may just be after that new thing comes in. They're saying in order to maintain this. Can we get a little detail? A little bit of detail. I mean, the energy feels a lot different, but maybe they might be related to in some capacity. There might be a little something in the other reading for you. Because this is really talking about, like, no, you have to be of the mind frame when this happens. Because we ain't playing games anymore. You don't get to, like, you're not getting back on that fucking hamster wheel again with the same patterns. All right. I want to make sure, because I didn't feel any other cards. Did I? I know darn good and well, because I haven't used this deck in a hot minute. No. I don't know how those are up. Okay. I shit you not. I'm going like this through this, right? And you can't see maybe all the way over here in this corner. But I go to pick this card up to put it back on the deck, and I went like this on accident, and it's a courtship card. Just putting that out there in case I maybe off. They said I'm not done. Okay. For a very good portion of you, the thing that comes in, whether you're, because again, I'm like, but what about, you know, and they're like, it's in all of those scenarios. But the thing that might be the change factor or the trajectory change, that whether you're the overgiver in family scenarios, the overgiver in a relationship, like whatever it is, this change that puts you back into this very independent energy. And again, like I feel like for somebody, like even leaving a relationship where you have to carry the entire weight, you're like, too much. I'm so far in this that if I leave, there could be like, I couldn't either survive on my own, or I couldn't, you know, or it would put me in a bad position. Maybe there's children involved. And so you have to be like, you know, like whatever it is, the change that comes in does have something to do what you do for work. In any of those, even if you're the person that like takes on 20 million gig jobs, and so that's the rat race that you're in, where if you're not constantly busy, you will, you know, work is going to be the trigger factor, or the thing, the trajectory change that's going to do the whole change everything. Oh, I did a reading. This feels more in alignment with that, but I did one where I think the title was when money is all you needed, or when money is all that you need. Because whatever this change with your work environment, with your work, this shift that happens, it puts you in a really receptive state. Privileged lady is like lucky face, things going smoothly for you easily. This is the kind of situation where you're like, work doesn't feel like it's grueling and that it is all consuming and taking over my life. And you know, that kind of, when you got these two paired, it's like I'm getting paid my worth, but also have so much energy left over for everything else in my life. Like it's not, there's that balance. I can pour back into my cup. My cup doesn't get depleted. And then I am getting this. Oh, I get it. They just told me I did it wrong. I put this card down here like, why did you do that? These two were meant to be over here because, okay. So as people who actually, that sounded a little shitty. People who watch me more consistently will know that I say I don't really do spreads and stuff. I just let the cards tell me a story. But if I pull cards and I stop and there is a center card, meaning that there's even number of cards on each side, that center card for me becomes the overall energy. And something's being laid to rest. It's being put down. It's ending. It's stopping. So that's the end of that phase, because we already pulled that out in one of the cards, I think, or something. Yeah, the World card. Not World, Wheel of Fortune. Is anybody else in this like are the energies causing anybody else to have like their brain say something and their mouth say something else? Because wow, it's gonna bring in like the sudden wealth card is like your lottery win. It's the number 11. It is the wishes. It is all the good things that you're like, oh shit, like, it's a windfall. It is a windfall. Remember I said there's this cascade of things that happen. Money is going to be a factor in this. Definitely. So you may want to go watch that other one. But this money is a sense of like, but it's also a lot of unexpected little things, because the unexpected income is like, you know, like the check that was missing, or, you know, like an overpayment. And so you get paid back, and like all the little things like unexpected, like, huh, okay. Like a lot of little things happening unexpectedly. But the other thing, this shift, you don't realize what all can come in. I don't think you realize all that could come in with this little change. And you know, it's funny because I don't see Spirit saying, please say yes. You need to. I feel like hell yeah, you're going to say yes. Hell yeah, you're okay with this. Hell yeah, you're going to go on this. But they're like, the thing that you got to do is that mind shift, perspective shift, your discernment back on point. It's like do what you know you need to do to take care of yourself. That's your responsibility. That's the piece of advice. That's the, hey, yo. So this is what we need to, I don't know why I kept shuffling. I've got the mature woman coming out. So you might be concerned a little bit about some of the details, right? Because this is a little bit like the details of it. This is the negotiation process. Courthouse is all about the litigation process, the mediation. Sometimes it's about, mediation is where you try to negotiate something instead of having to have some external force you, right? This is also about weighing up the pros and cons, looking at all the evidence that's before you, looking at all the, you know, factors that are in play and weighing that out. But it's also like contracts. And so this is why it goes into like the whole negotiation thing. Mature woman feels a little bit a mixture. This one feels a little bit of a mixture for me. I think you may be a little in your mind worrying about some of the details. And they're like, don't worry about the details. Because this feels like an energy, the mature woman right now is feeling like almost like Queen of Swords / Queen of Pentacles. And I think that you're like, I just want to make sure all the P's, Q's, I's, whatever it is, like the T's and I's, you know, T's crossed, I's dotted. I don't know why I said P's and Q's. P's and Q's are correct, you know. And I think that you're going to approach this from a real, if this work requires some type of negotiation or contract, this is where you're like, all right, I'm going to address some of the concerns I've had. It's almost like creating a safety net is what they're giving me. You're going to create some kind of safety net as you move forward for this. So if there is like a difficulty in transitioning, not everybody is going to have to move for their job. Like, so there's a move. Not everybody's going to have a job that would pay for moving expenses. It's almost as if you're like, okay, this is great, but I need to work out some details on this that, you know, and if there is a negotiation, it could be about the money, the work hours, the whatever it is. This is the energy of that. You're going to have the chance to address those things. Any concerns you may have, because the Queen of Swords sees things from a greater perspective and it's on point. So she's also an energy that doesn't play. Can I just say that much? She don't play. And it's almost like this is your time to do that. This is also about that positive mental preparation. Look at things for what they are and know what you require, okay, to keep your cup full. And expect that. Work that into whatever this opportunity is. Whatever is coming in. And I don't care if it's just I got a new cleaning job and I get paid $50 an hour or $100 an hour. I'm going to let them know, yeah, but I won't work weekends. I'm not going to work these hours because I've got to go pick up my kids. Or you know, like you put down the parameters. You put it down from the get-go. Yeah, I feel like they'll be honored. You address that from the onset so that you can stay in you can make sure that you can stay in this whole cup full energy so that you can, you know what I mean? And that you will continuously be able to do that, to continuously replenish your cup. So, okay. Fantastic. This looks great. All right. Hope this helps somebody. Y'all have a great day.